Hey guys, it's Natasha, and it's like 1:30 a.m. so I'm gonna be a little quiet because I think my family's sleeping. Today is going to be a bit of a serious video. So this actually happened on December 16th. You guys are gonna be seeing this a week late. So this is something that I hate that I had to experience. I'm not gonna label this as sexual harassment because I don't think that's what it was. I don't see it as that. And I'm really thankful that my experience wasn't as bad as others' experiences because mine was completely verbal. There was nothing physical, so it was totally fine. I'm okay. There's something wrong with me. Like, I'm completely fine. But I just felt like I needed to talk about this today because it's something that happens so commonly, and I think it's disgusting that it happens so commonly, but it does. So today I just want to talk about that. Today I was at Walmart with my mom and my uncle. I had to shop for some Secret Santa stuff that I was doing, and my mom was looking for her own stuff. My uncle was looking for his own stuff. But either way, we were all looking for our own things, and I was in a rush because I actually had to get home and write an article for the Odyssey Online. I actually wrote an article on this, and I'm pretty sure it's more detailed than this video is gonna be, so if you're interested you can check that out. I'll link it down below. So basically, yeah, we were at Walmart and my mom was in this aisle and she was taking forever and I was getting really annoyed. So it's like, Mom, you know, I'm gonna go get my own stuff for Secret Santa and I'll meet you back here when I'm done. She was like, okay. And my phone has had this issue with this battery where its battery dies like really fast. So my phone was dead and I forgot about that. It actually died before I got to Walmart, but I just completely forgotten that my phone was dead. So I had no way of contacting my mom if something happened, but I didn't think too much about it. I just went to the candy aisle, which is where I had to go to buy my stuff for the Secret Santa person that I got. And on my way to the candy aisle, I passed by the electronics section as a way to get to the candy aisle, and I made eye contact with this Walmart employee who looked older than me. He looked, you know, at least in his 20s. Him and I made eye contact for like a second and then I just kind of nodded and continued walking. I mean, like, I don't know what else to do. I didn't think too much of it, you know, that kind of stuff happens all the time, so I just kind of ignored it and then continued walking to the candy aisle. I got to the candy aisle. I was looking for Reese's and Twix and I was trying to find like the really big bars, and I found the Reese's bars, but I couldn't find the Twix bars. I was looking like over and over and over again. I could not find it, but I knew it had to be there somewhere, so I just continued looking. But because I was looking over and over again, I was in the aisle for a really long time, and so I was kind of going crazy, like looking back and forth. But it was okay because like I was the only one in the aisle, so no one saw me and no one thought I was crazy. But then the employee that I made eye contact with in the electronics aisle came to the candy aisle, and it was really shocking to me because I'm like, you know, why are you here? You know, this is obviously not your station. You shouldn't be here. And he just started talking to me and I was like, okay, like I was getting really uncomfortable because I didn't really know what to do. In my article I wrote about how like I didn't want to be rude. I didn't want to be rude. The first thing he asked me was, why are you in a rush? Like, why are you rushing? And you know, I'm just a fast walker, but I kind of was in a rush because I wanted to get my stuff and get home because I needed to write. And so I told him, I'm like, hey, like I just, you know, I have an article due at midnight, so I need to get home and finish that. And I don't even think he listened to what I said. He just kind of like was like, okay, yeah. And I'm just like, okay, like this is really uncomfortable because like what is he trying to do? This kind of thing has happened, but not to this level. You know, I've been at the mall with a friend before and like someone has been like, hey, what's your name? And stuff like that. It's not like a one-on-one thing where it's like you are having a conversation with this person or this person is trying to have a conversation with you and you don't know what to do. I shouldn't have been responding to him. I should have just told him like, you shouldn't be talking to me right now. You know, I didn't want to be mean, so I just continued talking to him. And then he asked me, are you in college? And I said, no, I am not in college. And for me, I thought that was, you know, a hint that he could take, that like, hey, like I am not your age, you are older than me. But he kept going and he was like, oh, okay, but you must be graduating soon, right? And I was like, oh my god. And I said, no, like I'm a sophomore in high school. He was like, oh, okay. And then it was just quiet for a little bit and I was like, okay, he's finally understanding that like he's older and I am younger and like this conversation should not be happening right now. So I was just kind of like looking at the candy like, where's the Twix? And he was just kind of like hovering around, like looking at the candy, then looking back at me. I'm getting a little closer, but it wasn't like too close, so it wasn't like it wasn't bad or anything. But he said, but I still gotta get your Snapchat though. And I said to him, no, I'm good, thanks. He was like, okay, and then he left. And I'm like, okay, like I'm glad that didn't go worse than it could have gone. I felt really uneasy, so I left the aisle to go find my mom, and I found her. And you know, I'm really open with my parents, so I told my mom what had happened, and my mom was really mad. And I was thinking like, you know, she should be mad because if that happened to my kid, I'd be mad. But at the time I was so stressed out and I was so anxious that I really wanted to leave and I didn't want anything else to happen. So I was like, yeah, it's fine though, like it's okay, like I'm okay, like you don't need to worry about it. Obviously like she was so mad that she wasn't gonna let it go. So she was like, who is he? I want to talk to him. I wouldn't tell her who he was because I just wanted to leave. But eventually she did find him, and she didn't yell at him, but she was very stern with him. She's like, you shouldn't be doing that. That was not your station. Your job is to ask people if they need help, you know, not to chase people around. She even asked him, like, why did you go up to my daughter? Like, what were you doing? And he said, I thought she was good looking and I just wanted her number. He didn't ask for my number though. He asked for my Snapchat, which also made me really mad because I like tip for guys. If you're interested in a girl and you want to have a thing with her, ask her for her number. Because if you ask for a girl's Snapchat, she's gonna think you're all in it for the physical stuff, you know, because Snapchat is like a picture app, you know, you send pictures. Ask for a girl's number. That's just a pro tip from me. But yeah, my mom had that conversation with him, and you know, I felt really bad for the employee because I was like, you know, he's young, he's just flirting. You know, I understood both sides of the situation, but what made me really mad was when he was like, I don't know what you want me to do, like whatever happened happened, and then he said, do you want me to get down on my knees and kiss your feet? And I'm like, are you kidding? That pissed me off. You know, after that conversation, my mom was like, I want to talk to your manager. The manager didn't really do much for us. He just kind of came and was like, you know, freedom of speech, America, you know, he's a young teen, he can say what he wants, but we'll take care of it. Him and the manager were talking like they were buddies. Like it didn't seem like he was gonna do anything to get him in trouble. It's annoying. It's really, really annoying. I'm fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with me. But at the time this happened, I was just really anxious and really uncomfortable. I just didn't want to be a part of the situation anymore. So I was really like anxious to leave. And to make things worse, as we were leaving Walmart, the 20-year-old employee was actually there doing like putting carts away. But he was like right by our car putting away the carts. I didn't even see him until he started talking to my mom, and he was like, ma'am, I just wanted to apologize again. I was thinking, like, you know, since she's like 17 and I'm 20, like we're kind of close in age. And my mom got so mad, and she should have gotten mad. And I'm not even 17, I'm 16. For a sophomore, I'm on the older end. Actually, I was born in October and I'm 16. I think the oldest person I know that's a sophomore was born in September, and he's 16. It makes me mad that this employee thought that it was okay, that he was trying to justify himself with my mom, who was already so furious. You know, there's nothing I can do about it now. Whatever happened, happened, and it's over with, it's done. All I can do is know what to do next time. If anything like this happens to you, just tell them to stop right away. Don't ignore it and don't respond with sincere answers. Just tell them to stop. If you ignore it, they'll probably follow you around, and if you give sincere answers, they will continue to talk to you. I hate that this is a thing that happens so commonly. So many of my friends have had this happen to them, and in no means am I trying to like say that this is like so bad, like feel bad for me, like, because you don't, like, please don't. So many people have had it so much worse, and I think it's so disgusting that this kind of stuff happens, especially when it gets physical. It's just not right. I'm all good. I just wanted to share this story with you guys because it's something that happened to me that I feel like others can relate to and others can learn from, and I can learn from for sure. My mom was so mad at me. She was like, you shouldn't have responded to him, you shouldn't have given him answers. She was right, I shouldn't have, but I didn't know, and now I know. All you can really do is learn from your mistakes and know to do better next time. Anyway guys, that's all I have for this week. I'm sorry it was so serious. Comment down below if you've had a similar experience, if you're comfortable talking about it. If you're not, that's totally okay. I also just remembered that this is my 100th video. Wow, happy 100. I hate that this is my 100th video, but that's okay. Anyway guys, I'm not gonna tell you to like this week's video, that's just wrong. But my Odyssey article on this whole story is linked down below, so if you're interested in knowing the full story, be sure to read that article. It goes way more in depth than this video probably did. Anyway guys, I'm gonna go, so I will see you guys next week with another video, so until then, bye!